Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a guide to the two sawmills, the new sawmills in FS22 in the Platinum expansion on Silver Run Forest. So we're going to talk about how to use the sawmills on here. There are two on here, and they both have different functions for us. So one of them works as a production chain, and one does not. So we're going to talk about that. So if we go on the map on Silver Run Forest here, we do have this sawmill down here. So you see sawmill. We also have the sawmill sell point for it, and then that one has a store trigger, which is kind of interesting. So we'll talk about that in a second. And you do have access to the train here as well. Then up here in the north part, we have the old sawmill, and then we have the container warehouse sell point up there near it. But the old sawmill is what we're going to talk about up there, which is a production chain. So this guy right here, this sawmill down here, this is the newer sawmill, if you will, since it's not the old one. At the sell point here, what you can do, as you would expect, well, I can take wood here, and I can sell it at the sawmill. So no big deal. You can sell wood here. That makes sense. Now, the other thing you can do here, which is very unique, is if we go in here, if I can get in the door here, go to this, I can buy stuff. So if I wanted to buy planks, I can go ahead and buy that. Perfect. Boom. Now, if I wanted to go back in here, I could buy up to 10 pallets at a time of anything. So let's say I wanted, I don't know, I need, let's say 2 long planks long. I can go ahead and buy those. If I go in here, I also can buy wood beams, prefab walls, and then back to planks. So I can buy all those different things. All right, so now that we've bought them, they're going to spawn in the warehouse out back, which I don't know if there's a way through the building to get there, but if we go back around, does this open up into the warehouse? Yeah, here we go. Here we are in the warehouse, so we can open this up. They do have a forklift here, and any mode you come in that you can use to help you load up, but this is where our stuff that we're going to buy is going to come back here. Now, I can only move it because I have super strength enabled, so that's the only reason I can actually move it right now. But if I get that out of there. If I turned it off, I wouldn't be able to move it anymore. So that's why I can move those. But yeah, this is where all your materials that you buy are going to come into. They're going to come into this warehouse, and then you can load them up however you see fit. So that's the purpose of this sawmill. Now, how do we make those items? What's going to pop up on your screen right now is a production chains for the new FS22 Platinum expansion. So you can see trees can go into the sawmill, and then at the sawmill, you can either make wood beams, prefab walls, wood chips, boards, or planks. So basically the boards are old planks, and then the planks on this chart here are the planks long. So we're going to talk about how to make these items. Now, wood chips are just going to be basically a byproduct, so nothing terribly crazy there. Now I'm going to get rid of that chart there for us, and what we're going to do now that we're back in the game here is we're going to hop up over here to this sawmill, the old sawmill right here. Now, yes, if you want to sell materials here, you can throw them into the water here, and you can use it as a sell point, which actually I'm curious if it's just the whole water or not. So let's go ahead and test that just so you guys are aware of where you can put stuff in. So if I just grab, well, let's just grab a couple of pine trees out here. And if I go into here, I'm going to just use some super strength so I can move them around a little bit easier. So there we go. I'm going to just throw this in the water there. And then this guy I'm going to throw on the other side. And we're going to see if they both sell or if not. So there we go. Now if I go up over here. Perfect. That one got sold, and you can see it's getting loaded up. Well, a fake log is getting loaded up, which is pretty cool. And that guy's getting loaded up into there, which is a beautiful animation. Very cool. That is going to get pulled up into the sawmill up here, which is very cool. But yes, it does sell them anywhere in the pond, it looks like. So very cool. You can sell wood here. No big deal. Now, if we go back up over here, and again, that's also shown in here. If we go in here, wood, old sawmill will take wood. Now, this guy right here, let's see here. This is another sell wood item here. So you can sell wood here if you'd like to by putting it into here. And you might even be able to sell it if it's just sitting around here. I'm not sure about that, though. So what we can do if we want to, well, you can move these boards. That's kind of funny. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves just a couple of small trees here. So what we can do, we'll try to put one in here. Let's see if that does anything. Perfect. Sold that. Now, if I just have something around here, it's not taking that. So it has to be in there, it looks like, in order to sell it. So if you put stuff in there, you can sell it that way. Oop, if I actually get it in there. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Just like that. And it'll sell that off. And that's kind of like basically a wood chipper, which is really what it's doing there. So pretty cool in terms of that. And the sawmill here is very expansive. You can see the yard itself has a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And everything like that. So there's honestly just a lot for it. I wish you could open that door. It'd be cool to kind of see the inside a little bit more. But what we're going to do is we're going to use this as a production facility, which is what we want to do to be able to use and do all the different stuff that we have available now for us. So if we go back over here, this is where you're going to want to be able to purchase it. So if we go here, we can purchase it, $250,000. Now we own it. Now if we go in our production menu, we now can produce all these different things here. You can see wood chips are just a byproduct of a lot of different stuff here. So we can produce wood planks by adding trees in, planks long by adding trees in, wood beams by adding trees in, and prefab walls by adding trees in. and then we get all this different stuff here, and they're all set to storing. So we're going to put stuff into this in order to be able to get what we need to get out of it. So what we can do now, if we actually put stuff over here, this is where we're gonna put all of our stuff into the sawmill. So I'm just gonna get us some trees out there that we can put in, and that should all go into. Yeah, oh, it's automatically loading them. Look at that. It's already working on it, which is pretty cool. So it's gonna do that automatically for you. You can see it's slowly loading up the wood we have there. See, every time it grabs one, it's gonna grab one of those logs in. It's slowly loading those in, which is really cool that it's gonna do that. Now what we're going to do is they have these all active, so we're going to let them run. We're going to let them run. We're going to see how it kind of all goes, and everything should spawn out over here. This is going to be where those pallets are going to spawn. So if we start fast forwarding a little bit of time here, we should start to see pallets. Okay, so our first pallet has come in. This is right here. We have some planks long, so we're going to move that out of the way. What I'm going to do now that we have that going for us is we're going to go ahead and change that to, actually, we're just going to turn the planks long off. We're going to deactivate that. We're going to fast forward some more time. Oop, what we got over here, we got ourselves some wood beams. So now we have some wood beams produced right there. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to turn the wood beams off just so we get them out of the way. Now, if we keep fast forwarding time, and I apologize about that. I thought that everything was going to spawn over here, but this is actually where your prefab walls are going to spawn. I can only lift them because of super strength, and your smaller little boards or planks are going to spawn as over here. So they're spawning just in this outbuilding next to the sawmill here. But essentially, that's how you're going to make everything you need to make in terms of, well, this sawmill. So again, you're going to be able to produce all these different things using this sawmill. And now, why would you want to make these different things? Well, they're needed in a lot of different things. So if I put that production chart back up on your screen from FS22 Platinum Expansion, you're going to need the items from the sawmill to, well, you're going to need them for floor tiles. You're also going to need them for shingle factory, the picture frame factory, pet accessories, fancy furniture, barrels, and the wood turner. You need it for all that. In addition to that, what's going to show up on your screen, if we take a look at it here, you're also going to need it for the roller coaster. So the roller coaster, you need boards and planks for that, as well as wooden beams and prefab walls and all that stuff on there. You can see in the various steps on there. And you're going to need those different materials to make the other materials for this project as well. In addition to that, if we take a look here on your screen, you're going to see the boat construction project. You're going to need boards, beams, planks, as well as then beams again for the step 2 there. You're going to need all those products to make the boat. In addition to, you're going to need those wooden products to be able to make floor tiles as well. So you're going to need all these products. That's why you'd want to build them. But there you guys go. That is essentially, if we take a look here, that is how you're going to use the sawmills on Silver Run Forest. That's how you're going to be able to produce these different items and get the things where you need to go, which is pretty cool. But there you guys go. Oh, in addition to that, I should also note too, before we wrap it up, this is where your wood chips are going to spawn out to. So if we look in here, there's nothing really in here. They're just going to show up right here for us. So that's where they're going to get dumped out, just as an FYI to you guys. But there you guys go. That is everything I have for you in terms of, well, in terms of the sawmills on Silver Run Forest. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching.